Remember when Spiderman... And had a sidekick, the Black Cat, a curvaceous young lady in leather. Not the kind you'd bring home to mother. And then it turned out she was a thief. Big shock, right? Well, I hear she's back. And let me make a prediction. Spider-Man's going to give her a second chance. Is it because he's naive, a thief himself, or is he just thinking with his web shooters? Spider-Man, I know you're listening, so let me issue a warning now. As the old saying goes, lie down with cats, get up with fleas. What's that? My intern is yammering in my ear again. It's dogs? I thought it was cats. It doesn't matter. The metaphor still applies. Dogs, cats. Go away, Jared.
Demons are down. I'll let you take it from here, officers. Good one. Don't mention it, officer.
All units, 10:30 on an armored car. Suspects are masked. Location is Firehouse on the west side.
Demons are stepping up their game. These guys are worse than Fisk ever was. Gentlemen, that is not how an ATM works. That's not even an ATM. Why do the demons need that much cash?
Hey, Pete. Now, this station tracks GPS chips deployed around the city on birds and other wildlife. It collects data on the environment, which Mom wanted, and helps improve GPS on Oscorp tech, which Dad wanted. So, it's actually probably safe. You know what, bud? I should have remembered to tell you not to bother with this one.
Hey, the tech here might help me track my missing Spider-Bot. Those things are too expensive to lose. Okay, I boosted the tracking signal on my other Spider-Bot. Now it can track its brother. I lost the other bot's signal in the park, so that's where I'll need to drop this one. Nothing unusual, just taking my Spider-Bot for a walk in the park, you know, like you do. Okay, it's following the pings from the other Spider-Bot. Let's see where it takes us. a kid picked it up and took it home. It is way better than any toys on the market. Yeah, I told the AI to test it in narrow areas, so this pipe makes sense. Oh no, I hope it didn't get run over. New York drivers have no respect for the crosswalk.
Down the block.
Looks like it made it quite a ways.
Warehouse. Yo, yo, yo. Best night of your life. Sleep like you never slept before. Yo, yo. Down the block. Down the block. Visit. How can it hurt you?
Over here! Taxi!
Proximity alarm? What? Oh, you gotta be kidding me! And if I startle the bird, it'll drop the spider bot and break it. This pigeon's strong. Someone didn't skip wing day at the bird gym. Finally, its nest. Wait, that's the other spider bot! I busted a feathered kleptomaniac. Now that I know where they both are, time to mount a rescue mission. Harry really did me a solid that time. Wish I could thank him. I got some work to do on these spider bots before I can send them back out into the world again. Masterpiece. One of Howard's pigeons. Don't fly away, please!
You're a prince. Just found Vanessa in the loft.
Love the names. Is Sandra happy to see them back?
Well, actually, she's not with us anymore. Cancer, you know.
Howard, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Life's for living, not moping. First thing she told me after the diagnosis. Gotta remind myself of that every now and again. Keep looking, will you? Finding the rest of these birds would really mean a lot. Thanks, Spider-Man.
Hey, Pete, do you remember that steam pipe explosion when we were kids? Well, that's what Mom built this station to prevent. It monitors the pressure in the pipes and pinpoints trouble spots.
There's a dangerous pressure buildup happening now. I've got to do something about it fast. Oscorp's satellites take seismic images of what's under the streets. If I hit the ground hard
And I just realized I may not have had my thing in my headphones in all the way.
Release valves. Once I find
okay, sorry if we've been going 18 minutes without you being able to hear a word I'm saying.
Tuned to the research station. High pressure will show up red, normal is blue.
That's
okay,
really embarrassing. Like, there's no one in the chat to tell me that, and I can't do it to myself.
The street hard to generate enough force.
Oops, sorry, that person's car.
Found a trouble spot. Did it. But that's not the only danger zone. I need to locate the other pressure points. Better hit the ground somewhere else to get a reading.
Right into the danger zone.
I don't have much time.
Wow, and how hard is Spidey hitting everything to generate that much of an impact?
They found the problem before it got this bad. Of course, if there is an explosion, they'll blame it on Harry. Excuse me.
Okay, that was not my what I meant to do. Sorry, civilians. I sincerely did not mean to do that. And I apologize for the shockwaves, but it's kind of necessary because things are about to go all explodey if I don't.
Fixed it. We're not out of the woods yet.
You know, I would have honestly laughed if I just ran there and crashed into the...
There's the spot.
If I'd swung across that and gone right into the train, that would have been fun. Well, not would have been funny because I would have died, but... Okay, actually, yes, that would have been funny.
Always helps to take the pressure off. Wish it was that easy for life in general. Harry's station prevented a major explosion. I can't justify closing it down now. Not a bad day. Work.
Oh, okay, that one's funny. I just saw an NYC roll caller grab a pigeon. What is happening? Like, the things that some of the people say are just hilarious. Like, in reaction to some of the stuff you do. And sorry if my voice or something was off, or if you could even hear. I don't even know if you guys could even hear me for most of that. My thing said you could. So you should have been able to, but I don't know. My voice might have sounded really weird. I can't check. And no one was in the chat room to actually tell me, so I don't know. So, people in the archive, I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's do the next one. Bellatrix. But yeah, it's just one of those things that I really like because this game is really fun. And I really like all the little details, like the social media feed where people will react to what you just did.
This station may be safe because it's helping test an Oscorp military application, cloaking tech. But I don't love using armed drones to test it. Someone might get hurt.
Not if I'm the one who tests it. Let's see if I can integrate the cloaking tech with my suit. Success! Energy field interferes with my web gadgets. Not exactly a keeper. Uh-oh. Those armed drones are malfunctioning. They're dangerous. And the self-destruct signal's not working from here. But cloaked, I can get close enough to trigger the destruct mechanism. That drone didn't go far. I'll download its data before I wreck it, so they can ID the problem. Okay, I need to get within 10 meters of the drone to stop it. And I'll need to be cloaked. Nailed it! Now I've got to go visible again so I can swing to the others.
Okay, let's see how far I can get with just being invisibility.
Gotcha!
Okay, you can run on walls. Okay, come on.
Boom!
Yeah, this is a good parkour test. Okay, come on.
Sorry, drone, but your data lives on.
I want to see how far I can get just by parkouring, actually. Because that's not normally something I get to practice all that much.
Better you than me.
Because that's actually kind of cool. Okay, so let's see, how can I parkour over here? Figures most of them would be around his own place. Okay. So, are you going to... Nope, you're going to do that.
You see it coming, did you? I'm always breaking stuff.
Okay, there's actually one right here that I missed. But yeah, this is kind of cool, you know, using the...
Another one bites the dust.
You know, trying to get around without using the webs, because, you know, you take that for granted when you have constant access to the webs. You kind of take it for granted. And it's kind of cool to actually, you know, use parkour moves and stuff.
Are these armed drones even legal? Stealth Spidey strikes again.
Yeah, that actually is kind of cool. I mean, it helps that Spidey's gadgets are not, like, Spidey's gadgets are just basically to upgrade him.
Stealth mode was fun, but it's not worth losing my webs over. Hopefully Oscorp will figure out armed drones in Manhattan are not a good idea. But I'm not holding my breath. Now they've got the data they need. And the stealth tech is promising, even if it needs work. I think Harry's station is safe. And if they ever work the bugs out, maybe I'll whip myself up a stealth suit.
I like that. I wonder if that actually changes if you've unlocked his stealth suit or not. Because that would be interesting if it did. Like, because if you do the Spider Robot challenge after you've done that, he actually points out they're prototypes. Like, the ones that can't fly are prototypes, where the ones you have now are complete. Okay, this one down here. Yeah, I like these movie posters scattered around Manhattan, and that people are actually going for the movies in the actual game itself. I like that. Ooh, sorry about that. You know, I probably should not be flying over the subway, given if I accidentally fly in front of the subway car, I die. But yeah, basically that's the thing I love about this game, is that there's variety. For one, there's a lot of variety to it, which I really do like. Also, I do like that the 100% on this game is very easy to get.
Have you ever been driving along, going to work or church, minding your own business, when suddenly, bam, you hit a pothole, damaging your car and ruining your whole day? Well, you know who to blame. No, not city bureaucracy. Spider-Man. He's been seen leaping down from great heights to pound the ground with maximum force. Why? There's only one possible reason I can think of. He hates us, and he wants us to be miserable.
Okay, Jameson, that might not be the best thing you ever do. Also, I like that this the cracked ground sticks around for a little bit.
These are getting worse than Fisk ever was.
Okay, I know what I'm gonna do here. Yeah.
Hold tight, officers. Web-swinging cavalry's here.
Here, enjoy this manhole. And your own thing. And that kick to the face. And you too. And you too. Okay, that went badly. That went extra badly, but at least I took care of that guy. I need to work. Okay, that really did not go as planned, in part because things did not go as planned. Surprising, if things do not go as planned, things don't end up as you hoped. Who knew? And pile driver. Oh, grenade directly to your own face.
He loved New York. The demons, though.
How does it feel? How does it feel to get a grenade directly to your face? Actually, probably not. You really don't feel anything because you're probably unconscious. In fact, technically speaking, since that was not a flashbang, you probably should not be alive. Okay. I got a new suit out of that. Which I need challenge tokens to do anything about, which I can't get yet. But that's a Fear Itself suit, which it's an okay suit. Like, it's more of a suit that I prefer to wear at night. But at the same time, it's a good suit. Oh wait, I got a skill point out of that, didn't I? Let's see, anything I want or need at the moment? Let's save up and get that, because being able to remove people's rifles is very useful.
This is one of my labs that monitors water quality. Any nasty stuff gets in, it tells you. I wanted to check on it myself, but there's just never enough time.
Feels like Harry's not telling me something. I hope he's okay. That algae's already killing fish. And if I don't stop it, it'll work its way up the food chain fast. I whipped up a virus that'll attack it in Harry's lab. But I need a sample of the algae to make it work. Gotta get to the lake, stat.
Whee! And... yeah, that probably was not the best idea. Given that there's, you know, toxic algae in the water, probably not a good idea to dive straight into it.
I need to crack the cell walls, and the only way I can do that in time is with G-force. The quick and dirty way to apply G-force is jump off a tall building, and the tallest one around is Oscorp. Wish I could do this in a lab. There's no time.
Okay, I need to get above 100 meters.
Jump the gun.
Well, there's one convenient one right here. I actually used Avengers Tower when I did this before.
Got it. Now I just have to do it again. I am not eager to repeat that, but I have to.
Okay, now I need to get 250 meters tall. Incidentally, this is bigger than this is not as big as the legendary largest version of Godzilla. Terminal velocity.
Good work. Now I can just keep from throwing up. Gotta hurry back to the lake and turn this loose.
Hey, Trooper. How are ya? Can you hear me okay? Because there's kind of this problem I was having with my microphone not being plugged in.
There. And it's tailored to the
I'm glad you can make it. You missed me doing a couple research
Which is good,
research stations, but that's about it.
plants is just a fake it lot.
Okay, good. Yeah, really, all you mixed was me doing a few research stations. Also, there's something I want to do that I've kind of got to do, actually. And I kind of feel like I have to do it. But yeah, you just maybe missed me doing a couple research stations, because I'm doing the research stations right now. Okay, did not mean to do that. Well, that's not what I expected to happen. I expected to actually dive right into the lake. Oh well. Let's see. All of these done. I like that. Okay, I like these things. I love the little, I just really do like the whole, social media things that pop up. Those are always so much fun to do. I cannot wait for the DLC to come out for this game. But yeah, I've actually started a completely new file for this game just because I love it that much. Because, well, New Game Plus isn't out yet. It should be out by the end of the month. Oh yeah, that's something I can totally see happening for for Peter. Is getting banned from Twitter for something really stupid. I mean, granted, getting banned from Twitter is not exactly a hard thing to do, but I love that move. I'm actually going to do the last research station mission later because there's something special that happens if you do it right. Well, if you do it the right way. So I'm actually going to do the last research mission way later in the story after we get a certain story event.
And birds and analyze their droppings. Yeah, that's right. I got an MBA to test bird poop. Seriously though, you probably know that birds carry diseases that affect people, and we need to make sure they're healthy. You know, I really wish I was there to hear your finest toilet humor on this one.
Like, I really like Peter and Harry's
strain of avian flu, and it's already mutated to a form that can spread to humans. Okay, Harry's lab had everything I needed to make a vaccine. Gotta spread it fast, or the pigeons will be like rats with the bubonic plague. My best bet's dispersing it at 3 major migration points. Luckily, the station told me where they are.
Yeah, I like these research missions because they do... Like, the research missions break things up a bit, because, you know, the other collectibles are take pictures, find backpacks, and all of that.
So I owe them a favor.
Where these are all a bunch of different things.
Poop missions.
Well, actually, given the stuff that happens in the Avengers, I would not doubt that at one point they had to deal with something related to bird poop. I'm pretty sure the thing from the Fantastic Four probably does at some point. Given what they might mistake it for a statue or something.
Here we go. The vaccine's airborne, so I'll just spray it into the trees.
Okay, thankfully, I like that the map is very unique when it comes to, like, it's very helpful when it comes to this. Like, it tells you, okay, you've already done this, this, and this, you just need to do this now.
Okay, 1 down, 2 to go. The spray won't bother people or other animals, but it'll cure the pigeons. Or trigger the zombie pigeon apocalypse.
Zombie pigeon... Like, the weird thing is, given how wacky comic books are, a zombie pigeon apocalypse is something I got tongue-tied there. Is something I could completely see happening in games.
Spider-Man spreads chemtrails.
I mean, in an actual comic. A zombie pigeon apocalypse somehow.
They don't call me a menace or shoot at me or anything. I wonder if it'd be stretching things if I added veterinarian to my resume.
But yeah, that is actually something I could see happening, is, you know, zombie pigeon apocalypse, because why not? And I'm running up a really tall building I don't have to run up. I just realized this. In fact, this is the Empire State Building. No, this is the Chrysler Building, isn't it? Hello, people in the Chrysler Building. Wow. Okay, that's such a rush. Like, yes, it's completely, you know, it's completely fake and all that, but, I mean, you know, it's a game, but that is a legit rush. Hello, pigeons. I come in peace.
Okay, that should work fast. I'd better scan some pigeons to make sure.
Hello, pigeons. You are all fine now, and not zombie pigeons. No, seriously, given the nature of this universe, I can see exactly why that Spidey would think that he might accidentally trigger a zombie zombie pigeon apocalypse.
Huh. Nikola Tesla fed pigeons here. So did Harry's mom. I remember her bringing this. Wish I could tell Harry, but he's not answering calls, texts, anything.
Hello, civilians.
Hey, just taking a break.
You know, sometimes it is just cool to, like just
shoes.
jog down the sidewalk waving at people. You still there, trooper?
How's it going?
Hello, civilians. Okay, just making
Please
sure.
don't touch the suit.
But it's just fun to like walk down the street waving at people, and that's something I do like that this game has that other open world games don't. Because like Grand Theft Auto or Just Cause or all that, most of the time you either don't interact with civilians at all, or you're killing civilians or making their lives generally miserable. So I appreciate that this particular game is more about making people, like, you just run around greeting people, which is cool. You know, you run around waving to people, you can high-five them, you can do selfies with them. I like that because it makes this feel like a superhero game. Like, yes, you can do some jerkish stuff to people if you really stretch it, like like doing a ground pound onto the sidewalk from a few hundred feet and scaring everyone,
we installed energy-saving
or throwing
billboards all
items
around
into a
this area.
crowd. I mean, they all
This
scatter
station
and
runners is how
duck,
they're
but
performing.
still.
I'm just hoping it saves enough money that Oscorp keeps this program going.
Typical. Oscorp ignored the specs and jacked up the voltage going into the billboards. If I don't fix it, they'll explode. People could get hurt. And it would definitely be the end of this station. I need to use my electric webs to shock the screens into shutting down. I don't have long to do it. Definitely a target-rich environment.
Excuse me, people, I'm busy fixing these so that no one dies.
Gotta hit each screen individually.
Okay, and doop, doop. And
Now that the threat's passed, they can adjust the billboards properly. And they did save a lot of money, which seems to be Oscorp's priority, so I bet this station...
I do like these research stations because they, like, the stuff you have to do is unique to them. Like, the challenge missions you get later on are just 3 different things. I'm sorry, I just had to get up and turn off an air conditioner. Okay, I think that leaves 2 more, actually, in this section of town. Not sure how that works, but thanks. Okay, that's cool. When your superhero is a better electrician than maintenance people. Okay, that's cool. I do like this. Also, I like that they kind of made these unique, like, billboard posters. I do actually think those are really cool. Like, and I like how cliche this is. It's like the man with the dark past. It's like this guy covered in blood. It's just, like, that's just the most cliche thing ever, but you know that's what they were going for. And that's just that's like a booster for that. Reign of the what is that? Reign of the Dasher, the Legend of a Royal Pain.
Unsettling reports of Spider-Man in our public parks, where children play, apparently stalking pigeons. Yes, wild pigeons. You may wonder if he's gone insane. A perfectly valid question. But have you heard of the Goliath bird-eating spider? I'll spare you the gory details, but it's a spider big enough to devour birds. Now, Spider-Man sticks to walls like a spider. He jumps like a spider. What else does he do like a spider?
I love the Jameson stuff, but I've actually not played Ultimate Spider-Man. I've heard it's a really good game, but I've never actually played it. I know you can play as Venom. Okay, that's of Wolves and Sheep. Let's see. The First and Last Day, which is basically like a parody of every action movie known to man. I thought there's one more. This one right here. Views on the Veranda, which is like your feel-good movie. So I like that. I like that they went through the trouble of making actual billboards. But yeah, I've not played Ultimate Spider-Man. I really actually... does it have a PS4 port? Like, if it has a PS4 port, I might actually consider getting it, because I've heard good things about it. Also, one thing I will like is that this game is very forgiving about, 100%ing it. Like, it doesn't ask for a ton to 100% and platinum. Loved It as a Kid hasn't aged well. To be fair, a lot of games haven't aged well. I think, though I honestly do think Spider-Man 2 has aged well. No PS4 port out. I do think Spider-Man 2 has aged well, though. I think that's still a good game. Like, until this game came out, that was probably the best Spider-Man game ever made, to me at least.
Hey, pal. This station tests particulate matter in the air. Now, you'd probably have some science jargony way to say this, but basically, too much is not good.
Readings are troubling but inconsistent. The only way I'll figure out what's going on is to test nearby emissions. But I've got other problems. The sampler's detecting toxic particles. Better check it out.
And I like these missions because
it's a good place to start.
Variety. It provides variety, and I do like that they give you the option to shut these off if you
analyze it.
Want to. I do like that if you don't like these mini games, you can actually skip them. I do like that option that they include the ability to skip these. Because I like them, but a lot of people probably don't.
Mercury. Bonded with something else. I can't tell what.
Though, to be fair, even Mercury is very bad to me in a breathing supply.
To one building. A lot of people are at risk.
Like, mercury is very poisonous, so the simple fact that there's any mercury at all in the air is probably a bad sign. I do know the PC port, though, of Spider-Man 2 was really bad. Like, apparently it was, like, really, really bad. I think... no, that's not it. Okay, this one's gonna be a little annoying to do. Right here. I mean, I do like these little puzzles where you're doing something as Peter Parker. Because that's always the fun part of a Spider-Man. Like, that's always a part of a Spider-Man game that never really got done right. To me, is very few of them, even Spider-Man 2, as good of a game as that was, had some issues with the stuff you did as Peter Parker, which is basically just, walking around doing stuff.
Acid in there too.
And you definitely did the picture taking as Spider-Man. I like that this
I'm on the
game
right
you do
track.
stuff that only,
Keep
that, you know,
following the
is
trail.
unique to the Peter
This is
Parker
more
side.
widespread than I thought. The whole neighborhood's in danger from this.
Yeah, but I do enjoy this game. Like, this game, I think this game does beat out Spider-Man 2, which I know people have probably said a lot, but it's true, and that actually says more about this game than it does about Spider-Man 2, because Spider-Man 2 is still awesome. Like, I have actually heard a lot of people say good things about the Ultimate Spider-Man game, too. Like, I'm trying to think of all the ones that people have said are the best. And I think those are probably the two I've heard the most of, is Spider-Man 2 and Amazing and Ultimate Spider-Man. Okay, that's not what I'm trying to do. This one. Yeah, that's it. Let's see. But yeah, that's sad there's no PS4 port of that game, and I hate the fact that PS4 is not backwards compatible. I really don't like that they're making consoles not backwards compatible anymore.
Ethanol. Why
Yeah,
is this sounding so familiar?
I think I've actually heard people say that about PS4 1 Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man.
Mercury with nitrogen and ethanol.
I actually do have a PS1.
Gotta get back on the trail. When this is over, I'll alert the health department so they can check on the local residents.
Yeah, that I've heard too. I've heard it's a really good
the
game.
problem. Caustic chemicals are leaking out of those barrels and into the plumbing. Need to clean up the site fast.
Spider-Man 3 was actually for the
calcium and silicon and
for
concrete makes it an
Spider-Man
ideal
3
absorption
was
material.
actually also a
Looks like
decent
I'll have
game.
to
Not as
make a
good
mess
as
to
2,
fix
but it
this
was.
One down. It's one. Breathing this stuff in, not good.
Okay, that's not something I should do.
Just a couple more barrels. Gotta stay above this stuff. Last one.
Okay, to be fair, I honestly had better luck the first time I did this on my own.
That's it. Sealing the grate with webbing should stop any residual drainage.
Okay.
Could have been way worse.
Spider-Man
research
PS3 was
station just
okay.
proved why
It
it
wasn't
needs
the
to stay
best.
open.
But it was okay. I think Spider-Man 2 was still better. Which is weird, because like they went up and then they did some things in Spider-Man 3 that kind of brought it down. But that might have been more, you know, the fault. Spider-Man 3 wasn't what I'd call terrible. Like, there's a lot of really terrible DC, superhero movies, like, actually before Marvel got their act together, a lot of superhero movies were bad. Like, there were exceptions because, you know, you had stuff like the old Superman movies, which were all pretty, well, I just wanted a picture of that. Which were pretty good. I mean, then you got the last two were kind of downhill to a degree. I've heard mixed things about Web of Shadows 2. Now, I have heard people say that Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions is pretty good.
So, numerous witnesses saw Spider-Man swinging through Times Square like the glory hound he is, firing webs at electronic billboards and causing them to reboot. Fred, those billboards are an eyesore. In my day, sign painting was an art. But the more pressing question is, what was he up to? I have a theory. He is infecting these billboards with a virus so that they will subliminally hypnotize pedestrians. Hypnotize them into what? Into liking Spider-Man. And he's been doing it for years. This is the only plausible explanation for how many fans this menace seems to have.
Or, you know, I could just be saving people. I love the Jameson stuff. Like, you can tell they really got creative with it.
Okay, so this station collects overflow data from all the others. Yeah, God forbid we waste Oscorp's server space. Anyway, do me a favor and make sure it's running smoothly, or everything these stations do is for nothing.
This isn't nearly
Yeah,
enough
I've heard
service
good things
space.
about Shattered
Close to
Dimensions,
overload.
which...
That'll trigger a purge.
Actually, come to think about it...
Harry Has will be lost. I can't let that happen. Wait. ESU has a
Isn't
backup
every
server
Spider-Man
Harry
in
never
Shattered
used.
Dimensions of
That can
suit in
handle
this
the excess
game?
data. But I'll need to realign the transmission dishes to make a link from here to there. Fast. The active receiver's easy. Okay, now to find another link in the array.
There it is.
Got it. Just have to keep doing that. What's taking up all that space on Harry's servers? Looked like DNA sequencing, but that seems beyond the scope of the research stations.
But, yeah, like, I think that, because I know, Spider-Man, the future Spider-Man isn't, I can't remember the exact year of him. Oh, there it is.
Focus, Pete. It won't matter what's on the server if it all gets erased.
Black suit Spider-Man, yeah. Though, the creators have said that there's a reason, that they know how much people want that suit, and that it's not in the game on purpose, so they can give it its due in the future, which I'm not going to spoil for people watching the archive that have not beat the game, but they've definitely got plans for that suit. 2099, yeah, that's it. Who in Death Battle fought Batman Beyond, which is pretty cool. That was actually a pretty fun fight. Actually, I think he's actually done that in both that and another one, like another one of those online
Should be in view
things.
of the ESU server now.
Was it Superpower Beatdown that also did a Batman Beyond Spider-Man 2099 death fight to the death? I mean, it makes perfect sense to do it.
Got it. Now I can initiate the data transfer if I hurry.
I'm glad that they don't time you on this part.
good.
Okay, I gotta go through two. How many ones do I have? So I better
Good.
actually just use this. Actually, no, I can't do that.
Let's see.
I think that would have been cool. I wish that they did do that, actually, because then maybe Spider-Man Unlimited wouldn't be getting all the hate it does. Which is really sad that it gets as much hate as it does get. Because I actually like Spider-Man Unlimited. See, I need to get I need to get up to +2. And I did not like how Spider-Verse basically just had Spider-Man Unlimited show up to get murdered.
Let's see.
In fact, they had a lot of Spider-Men just show up to get murdered. I did not like Spider-Verse. I really did not. I like that we got to see Japanese Spidey again, but I did not like Spider-Verse. I think I mentioned this before, that I did not like Spider-Verse. But I really didn't like how they just had, like, Spider-Man has amazing friends, and Spider-Man Unlimited Spider-Man just show up to get murdered.
Norman assign Harry some
Like,
more
I didn't
server
like
space.
that.
And he'll be glad to
I
when
actually
he
like
sees what the
Spider-Man
stations have been doing.
Unlimited. Yes, it wasn't the best series, and I might be viewing it with nostalgia goggles. I fully admit that my nostalgia might be blinding me. Yeah, I actually need to get up to this one. Yeah, I noticed that, which is kind of cool. Oh wait, actually there's a pigeon right over here. Better get that. Because I'm actually almost I've almost got all the pigeons.
One of Howard's pigeons. Oh no, there it goes!
Hello, pigeon. Come back, I'm just returning you to your master.
Pigeons eat spiders.
Then, like, I wasn't going to go after them, but then I realized I've got most of them anyway, so might as well. Come here, birdie.
Taking you home, buddy.
Yeah, because I was almost done with the pigeons anyway, so might as well just grab them if I go across them. But yeah, I like that Spider-Man 2099 is in this game. I wish they did give him the web cape too in this game, but they don't, which is kind of annoying. But I still like the suit that they give you for him in this movie. I like that they included that. I wish they'd actually include this. As much as people, as much hate as they get, I do kind of wish they'd put Spider-Man Unlimited in the. Add that suit to the game because it's a really cool looking suit. Like, say what you will about the show, but it's a really good looking suit. And another thing that I don't like about Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse, and I'm looking forward to the Into the Spider-Verse movie because the Inheritors don't seem to exist. Like, I think Norman Osborn is going to be the villain, isn't he? But the problem with Spider-Verse is a lot of other versions have done it so much better. Like I think it was the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon.
And we've got a bunch of medicine on site.
Yeah, that is actually possible. That the wings, the cape physics might have been hard to read.
Not something any living creature should go through.
Looks like there's a bacterial infection in the fish. I better take care of it before the food supply's contaminated. Found an antibacterial spray in the lab that should heal the fish. I just need to spray it over the water. And fast, before people start getting sick. First step, get to the docks. Just call me your friendly neighborhood garbage man. These barrels are smarter than some of the guys I usually fight.
Okay, that's a good joke. But I think I think it was the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, I want to say, did their own version of like the Spider-Verse concept, which was so much better because the first one had well, for one, the old animated cartoon did so much better with Spider Carnage. Like, Spider Carnage was such a better villain than the Inheritors, and it was just done so much better. Because, like, the thing with Spider Carnage that made him work was because you get it. You completely can understand why Spider Carnage, with the story we know about him, would do that. Like, you get where his motivation is coming from, and you can get why the Carnage symbiote suit would have screwed him up so much. And he actually had an interesting backstory to it.
Spread it evenly. The water currents will take it far and wide.
So I like Spider Carnage. I wish they'd actually used Spider Carnage.
Gotta cover a
I have not
area.
looked into Spider-Geddon yet. And part of that is because there's not a comic book store nearby, and part of it is I'm not very trusting of it because the Inheritors are still the main villain.
Which is good, because there's not much for me to swing from further out. Based on the water currents, there's another area I need to hit.
But I might look into it. I hope it's better because it is created by
I'll get rid of them.
the people that wrote this game story are involved in it. So I kind of can get better hopes to it, but I kind of hate the fact that the Inheritors are the villains again.
I don't think these barrels appreciate my quips.
Like, I really, like, that's the big problem I have with Spider-Geddon, is not only is it a, the whole thing is not only do I not like Spider-Verse, it's basically a rehash of Spider-Verse, because you've got the same exact villains. Like, what are the Inheritors capable of that we have not seen? I mean, granted, their threat levels probably decreased because their clone factory's gone, and a few of them are dead, but, like, what exactly is going to be different this time than than in Spider-Verse 1? That's kind of the thing that I'm having trouble getting what's supposed to be different, because you've got the same exact main villain.
Someone calls this into Jameson as Spider-Man.
And the Inheritors honestly aren't an interesting villain anyway to me. I honestly don't find the Inheritors very interesting.
Okay, time to find a spot to scan my Finny friends and make sure they're cured.
Like, if they do something interesting in Spider-Geddon, it'll be good. But if they're still the same Inheritors, it's not going to be...
Well, by the standards of the docks. We stopped an outbreak before it started.
I just don't know. I don't know how I really feel about it, because the Inheritors just aren't interesting to me. They're just kind of generic Doomsday villains. They don't really have any characterization to them. And that's the problem I only had with, one of the problems I have with Spider-Verse is, okay, these guys are a threat, what else? Now, granted, I think his name was Karn the Good Inheritor. Like, the Inheritor that was not, well, for lack of a better words, a jerk. Like, he was interesting. That was an interesting character, but the rest of the Inheritors just really aren't all that interesting to me. They're energy vampires. Okay, we've got energy vampires in Marvel Comics already. What else do they have? Well, they have they have this special DNA code. Okay, so do the mutants. Like, do you see what I mean with that? It just, to me, the Inheritors aren't interesting. Now, if there's something that they introduced in Spider-Geddon that changes that would be nice. If they treat the Spider-Men with more respect this time, I'll be happy. Like, one thing that I hated with Spider-Verse was how badly it treated all of the Spider-Men that were not the main ones, because a lot of them were just cannon fodder. And that was especially bad when there were so many interesting ones.
We have reports of an attack on an armored vehicle. Nearby officers, please proceed to the west village.
Like, you know, you had all these different Spider-Men, and not many of them did anything.
Demons are out of control, terrorizing the whole city.
Okay, where is the big guys? Let me get a better angle on them. Okay, gonna put a bomb on you.
Were you not loved enough as Steven, baby? Dad too withholding? Mom not around? Let you cry all night?
Okay, please stick to something. Yes, thank you, you stuck to something. And I'm sorry if anyone here likes Spider-Verse. I respect everyone's opinion. It's just, to me, Spider-Verse sucked. Okay, now that just wasn't really fair there, because I just kind of got pounded by 9 guys at the same time, but...
Demons seem to be gearing up for something big.
You all have the right to remain unconscious. But, if Spider-Geddon's done anything real... Like, I have heard that the first issue of Spider-Geddon does something very interesting with Superior Spider-Man, aka Doc Ock and Spider-Man's body. I have heard that, and that is actually interesting. So it kind of gives me more hope for Spider-Geddon than I had for Spider-Verse. But the big problem I have with Spider-Geddon is the Inheritors are the bad guys again. Like, there's so many more interesting villains you could do than just the same bad guys who you did for the last one.
This station analyzes hazardous chemicals, basically trying to figure out how to counteract them if they ever got out into the world, which hopefully they never will.
Oh no. Someone broke in and stole a volatile rocket propellant. They must have cracked the container because it's leaking. From the timestamp on the security cameras, it just happened. I need to get it back. My spider bots are still just prototypes, but this is a good time to test one. Its sensors can follow the chemical trail. Better than me swinging up on the thief. Gotta find a quiet place to deploy the Spider-Bot, where I can hang out and guide it.
Spider-Bot, Spider-Bot. You know, I really wish they would do more missions, but, I mean, give you more ability to have the Spider-Bot.
It's leading me right to the thief.
Like, I wish you could use these Spider-Bots like this on a whim. Yeah, I like that little feature. I do really like that. Ah! Excuse me. Little spider robot coming through. I really wish you could just deploy spider bots like this on a whim. But yeah, I do like that little feature with the Harry
He's hiding
coughing.
in crowds. I'll disperse him with a subsonic blast. Won't hurt anyone, but it's super annoying.
Spider bot, spider bot.
Lucky this stuff's only dangerous over a long exposure.
Does whatever
Or if
a
it
spider
combusts.
bot does. But yeah, like to me, there's so many more interesting villains you could do for a Spider Geddon. And the thing the other Spider-Man multiverse crossovers mainly did, I don't know who the main villain of Shattered Dimensions was, but that's actually a good question. I think it was the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon had
End of the
Wolf
trail.
Spider as the big bad.
He's in this. He's running. Gotta wrap him up with a web burst.
You cannot flee from Spider-Bot! You will not escape Spider-Bot.
Got it. Now to get the fuel back. Got it. Now I just need to return the fuel to the station.
Sorry.
These little spider bots useful. If I can ever find a way to make them cost-effective, they'd be a big help.
I really wish you could deploy those Spider-Bots on a whim. But basically my point with the Inheritors is the original Spider-Man the Animated Series did Spider Carnage as the big bad, who was essentially Peter Parker if he snapped. Because that Peter Parker snapped.
Chemicals back where it belongs. I beefed up the station's security and sent Yuri the camera footage to convict the thief. Not a bad day's work. This is one station that was already earning its keep. It should be safe from being shut down, especially now that the chemicals are locked away.
Spided 209. I'm trying. Is that the event? Is that the in basically the Evangelion mecha anime reference Spider girl from Spider-Verse? Or am I talking? Or is that something else? Whee! Whee! Oh wait, was that someone on this thing? Oh, RoboCop reference. Oh yeah. They confused me because there was that one alternate Spider totem in the Spider-Verse crossover who was basically a little girl with a huge spider mech that was an Evangelion reference. Who I liked. Like, a lot, and that's the thing, a lot of the Spider-Men introduced in Spider-Verse or Spider-Heroes introduced in Spider-Verse were really cool. Like, you know, you had Spider-Man, who was Aunt May if she got bit by the spider. And the steampunk Spider-Woman from the future, from her timeline. And let me see, who else was Spider-Gwen? Everyone, or Ghost Spider as she's now called. You know, she was really popular and for good reason. A lot of the characters introduced in Spider-Verse was really cool, but they didn't get the focus they probably should have. I like that Spider-Gwen and the one Spider-Girl are getting focused in the cartoon. That I do like.
Pipes are fine up here. Whatever's causing this, it's lower.
Whee!
Here's the problem. Valve's at the wrong setting.
But like I was saying before, I think they need to do, if they're going to do another big Spider-Verse crossover, the villain needs to be something more interesting than the Inheritors again. And that's probably why every single one of the cartoon Spider-Man crossovers, like one of them did the Green Goblin, I think one of them did the Green Goblin as the main villain, but then the animated series one did Spider Carnage as the villain. And then Ultimate Spider-Man, I think their other main villain that they had for one of their Spider-Verse crossovers was Wolf Spider, who is basically an evil version of Peter Parker from another universe. That was basically a power-hungry version of Peter Parker from another universe, who was basically trying to do the Bruce Lee the One thing. Yeah, that one. That one was cool. I like her. I do like her. That's cool. Like, like, that's a character I like, and I actually would like to see, I'm glad she's in the, if I'm not mistaken, she's in the, Enter the Spider-Verse animated movie. Along with, Peter Porker, is in it, which I like. Gwen Stacy, Ghost Spider's in it. So that I'm looking forward to.
God,
like,
last one. Those won't hold long. Pressure shouldn't be that high. Unless the drainage is blocked. I'll check the outlet pipe.
Like, that's a cool idea. Like, you know,
I'll go see if anything's
it
blocking
actually makes sense, and it actually kind of works in context if you combine it with, say, the Japanese Spider-Man, who was also in the crossover.
And fix your shower. And now Oscorp can't deny Harry.
I like how people notice the mechanical spider.
Station stopped the public utility meltdown.
Hello. But Wolf Spider from the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon was a more interesting concept for a villain, because he was basically doing a lot of what the Inheritors were doing, but with the difference that he was essentially a power-hungry version of Peter Parker who wanted to essentially be the only Spider-Man in the universe, or the multiverse, who wanted to have all their power for himself, which that makes him more interesting. And I think that's probably why both animated series have done that for the Spider-Verse crossovers. Is they've had it be an evil version of Peter Parker, which is just the obvious idea to go with. But enough of my rambling about that.
This station's simple, but really important. It measures toxins in the air, way more sensitive than anything the city has. Bad air hits children and the elderly first. This was a big one for my mom.
If his data is accurate, there's way too much sulfur dioxide in the air. I have a Spidey hunch this is caused by inefficient engine exhaust. If I get some fresh samples, I can identify the make and model and report them. Okay, got that one.
But yeah, basically that's not the thing I don't like about Spider-Geddon, is they're still doing the Inheritors as the villains. If they had a different villain, I would be much more hopeful about it.
Just need a few more samples.
Because I don't really get why the Inheritors are the villains again.
Oh, that one smelled. Just a couple more.
But enough about Spider-Verse, because
Got it.
I don't want this to just be about me bashing Spider-Verse for several minutes. For the whole live stream. And if you hear that in the background, that's our dog. She's a Chihuahua.
That's it. Okay, looks like we have 3 guilty parties. I'll need to get pictures of them for proof.
Okay, we're going to take pictures
Taking
of cars
pictures,
now.
just like the old Bugle days. Life was so much simpler back then.
Sorry about that.
One down.
Okay, why am I doing that? But yeah, I just, you know, it's one of those things where a lot of comic books. I think another big thing with just the comic books in general is while Marvel's other properties are typically doing pretty well, the executives in charge of Marvel's comic books are kind of out of touch with everything. I mean, let's not forget, these are the same executives that greenlit Secret Empire and thought that was a good idea.
That'll get a recall ordered, courtesy of your Earth-friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Return to game. Wait, what? How was I leaving the playable area? Okay, that was a little glitch, wasn't it? Okay, and next. Okay, I think these are actually the last two of these. Oh, by the way, does anyone remember the old Spider-Man animated cartoon? That was a really good cartoon. I mean, yeah, the CGI they tried to work into it didn't work out so well, but, you know, I liked a lot of that cartoon. I mean, it might be nostalgia goggles. I really wish it was on Netflix. Like, please, Netflix, get more Spider-Man stuff. Well, they got Spider-Man 3 on there, but that's the only one of them that's on there, and it's not the best one.
Another low-information Spider fanboy tried to troll me, as the young people say, by claiming Spider-Man was providing a public service plugging leaks in water towers. Let me tell you why this itsy-bitsy-brain spider was climbing this particular water spout, people. Because he tampered with the water pressure system. He was seen earlier messing with a valve that only qualified workers are supposed to use. Wake up, America! Spider-Man creates the problems he then solves, then expects you to reward him with your adoration. The sad thing is, all too many do. Fortunately, you know better, thanks to me.
Okay, Jameson. I mean, on one hand, you could say he has a point, but on the other hand, the water pressure was already all screwed up anyway and would have caused a problem regardless of what I did. But yeah, I actually kind of wish that they put that animated Spider-Man suit in this game, though it's kind of just the classic suit anyway, but...
all the plastic in the oceans. But we, well, she ran out of time. Like, if you have any ideas, it would really mean a lot.
With some genetic tweaking, I might be able to crack it. But I need a better equipped lab, and the bacteria only lives in liquid environments.
Hey, remember the...
My web fluid. I can keep the bacteria alive in my web cartridge. ESU should have the chemicals I need to increase its power. Oh man, the bacteria dissolved my web. It's in the cartridge for the webs I swing from. The other kind should be okay. Now I have to get to ESU without swinging from anything. The zipline web seemed fine. Sorry. Well, I'm getting a heck of a workout.
Sorry about this.
Gotta hustle. I don't know how long this bacteria stays viable.
It's not my fault that bacteria ended up in my web shooters.
My web shooters ever malfunction. You'd think these people never saw a guy jogging on walls.
That would be cool. That would be a cool one, the copycat Spider-Man. Excuse me. Coming through. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, I feel so sorry for that man. Like that poor man.
By law, they have to dispose of their chemicals in these containers. Should be some stuff I can use. All set. Now I have to get to Dr. Octavius's lab to combine everything. I'll just take the subway, but the bacteria won't survive that long.
Hello, people. Like, the problem I have is that they don't disable your web swinging with this one. It feels like if they disabled your web swinging, this would not be as irritating to pull off. But yeah, I feel so sorry for that guy. Like, he was like, I want to do something really nice for my fiance, and I mean for my girlfriend, and propose to her via video game. Yeah, but I mean it's but I mean the thing that I feel sorry for about the whole thing is it could have just been a simple breakup, but then he did this thing, and now it's kind of hard to think about, it's one of those things where you're like, okay, yeah, it might not have been getting along for a while, but now it's kind of public. Now it's kind of immortalized in a video game. I mean, yes, they intend to patch it out, I know that.
I just need to grab the bonding agent.
But it's still kind of immortalized in a video game.
Peter. Oh, Peter. Don't even know why I'm bothering to record this. Norman has neutered us, and soon the lab will be out of funds. We were on the verge of such great things. If we had just a bit more time and money, I know all the ideas in our heads would have come pouring. Wait. Ideas in our heads. My God, Peter, that's it!
I feel so sorry for Dr. Octavius in this game. I really do.
Damn it! Why do I keep repeating the same mistake over and over? Norman Osborn cannot be trusted. In matters large and small, if Norman has the chance to profit off another man's loss, he'll take it. It's infuriating. Someday I'll turn the tables. I'll teach Norman what it is to feel helpless and small.
Doc must have more history with Norman than he shared. Ugh. How do you know we lost our grant money? Just taste the new coffee.
But also, does anyone remember that old Godzilla animated series?
Now the industrial centrifuge that'll get the bacteria out of my web fluid so I can store it properly.
Like, anyone remember the Godzilla animated series and that episode where they make a bacteria to eat trash and then it turns into a giant monster and fights Godzilla? I'm not gonna lie, it would kind of be fun if that somehow happened. Yeah, I turned on the radio. I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did. My brain forgot how to brain for a second. But anyway, yeah, remember that old Godzilla animated series and how they had an episode where Godzilla fought, where they tried to use bacteria to eat, to destroy I'm trying to think of how to of the exacts. Yeah, and it basically turned into a Hedra analog. That was a good cartoon. Like that, like it's a shame that that the movie came out first.
I can only tell for sure back at Harry's research station.
Because I honestly think had they done things a little differently, like if the first movie had that same plot, had basically been more like the animated series, it would have been so much better. Like it really would have been, and that's the sad part.
Should have my web swinging back.
There is? Like I knew there was a Marvel crossover.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, sweet web swinging. I'll never take you for granted again. I hope this works. I remember when Harry's mom started the project. It meant so much to them both.
Yeah, I knew there was a Marvel crossover and Godzilla technically exists in the Marvel universe, but I did not know JJ yelled at Godzilla. Man's got some guts to him, I'll give him that. Considering it's Godzilla. I wouldn't yell at Godzilla. He's Godzilla. That should be enough reason not to yell at him.
There's the testing receptacle. Full of plastic. Let's see what happens.
Hopefully it doesn't turn into a giant monster and fight Godzilla. Oh, who am I kidding? I would actually love it if that happened.
I'd hope, but better than before. Probably needs further testing. Didn't get all the plastic, but it's a big step forward. Enough for Oscorp to keep working on it. They'd win the Nobel Prize. And it wouldn't hurt their stock price either.
Yeah, I knew that happened. I knew Godzilla fought the Avengers. Okay, that's actually funny. Okay, is this the last one? I'm not doing the, like, final big one at the end until we get later in the story. If you beat the story, you know what mission I'm talking about. Like, it's a really late game mission. Sorry about that. Allergies have been acting up recently, and why did I just fall out of the sky? I really love how you can just look inside these buildings. I mean, yes, they repeat at times, but they kind of have to. And they're not perfect, but I don't think it's physically possible to make every building have unique sets of windows and everything. They have to kind of repeat. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. But yeah, they did that big crossover comic, which was cool. This is basically Spider-Man versus the Avengers, which was a cool little thing. Really looking forward to Godzilla King of the Monsters.
This station's one of my pet projects. I always thought the cellular network was vulnerable to terrorist attacks, so I set this up to monitor it. Can you do me a favor? Look for anything suspicious.
Uh-oh. It's not terrorists, but there's a glitch in the system that's causing interference. And if I don't fix it, it'll bring the whole network down. Right now it's only affecting the most sensitive equipment, like mine. I need to stay outside the areas of interference while I fix the cell towers. There. I set my lenses to show me the danger zones. Gotta fix the cell towers before the whole city's comms go down. That's the downside of all the tech in my mask. That hurt.
Okay, that's
one down.
Fixed.
but I'll need to fix 3 more to solve the problem.
It's a...
Bet I can use those helicopters to swing. So much depends on cellular networks now. A crash would affect police, hospitals. It'd be as bad as a blackout. Gotta hurry. Soon the whole system's gonna go.
It's not the worst mission, but yeah, this can get really, really painful.
Got it. The job's only halfway done.
And I'm looking so forward to hey, and there's the damage control building from what are our head.
Oh man, I wish there was a way to fix this for everyone except people who use their phones in movie theaters. The problem's getting worse. I'm running out of time. Invisible walls closing in. I feel like a mime.
Okay, that did not go as badly as it could have.
Got that one fixed. Bought me some time, but I can't slow down. Can't waste a second. Getting to be a tight squeeze.
Thank you, convenient helicopters! Ow, 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 ow.
Okay, let's not do that again.
Let's get some... Okay, whoa. Yeah, this mission can be very stressful. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, my everything.
Bam! Now New Yorkers can share their domestic disputes on the subway again. And emergency services are safe, which is, also important. If the network had crashed, it would have cost Oscorp a bundle to fix their comms. They'll want to keep this station up and running. Harry's project should be safe.
But yeah, that's an annoying one. And oddly appropriate that I'm wearing the suit that I am wearing. I'm looking so forward to Godzilla King of Monsters. Godzilla Planet Eater looks okay. Like, it looks like they're doing something creative, but at the same time, yeah. Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's all of the research stations except for the last one. Pretty sure there's the one last research station there is. Yeah, that's the last one that only unlocks when you beat the other ones. So we're not going to do that at the moment. Let's do this one, this side mission, because it's really quick. Yeah, I am looking forward to that one too. Actually, on second thought, I'm going to do this. Oh, okay, people in the archive. I know troopers probably already saw this. The following will contain some very intense stuff. Like, this gets extremely intense and terrifying.
There's the stage entrance.
So, if you're watching this with kids, I would actually not recommend watching this next part with them.
Sounds like a lot of people out there.
You have been warned.
You'll be fine, honey.
Last time I gave a speech, I was in high school. Miss Steinberg gave me a C-.
Well, if only Miss Steinberg could see you now.
Hey, you got this, Dad. I mean, come on, you saved Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure that makes you an official superhero.
A superhero. Or maybe I'm just a guy who doesn't give up.
Come on, honey.
Welcome, everyone. And before I hand it off to Mayor Osborne, I'd just like to say a few words.
So?
I think this gang war may finally be over.
Like over?
I mean, there's some loose ends still to be tied up, but...
Loose ends.
Well, A truck pulled away from the scene from a company called Consolidated Shipping. Something's not right about it. I just don't know what.
Well, maybe after this we can grab some coffee. Figure it out together.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Jim. Couldn't have said it better myself, but I'll try. We all know that Officer Davis is a hero.
But, instead of coffee, maybe we could have dinner instead. I could come over, I'll cook. Or we could, meet at a totally neutral location for a completely normal meal, cooked by professionals.
For acts of extraordinary bravery, above and beyond the call of duty, it is my privilege to present Officer Jefferson Davis with the Department Medal of Honor.
Phone call, sir.
Kind of in the middle of something here, Jim.
Sounds urgent, sir.
Fine. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I share this honor with my family.
Okay, that'll be
my
funny.
wife Rio and my son Miles. Without their support, I couldn't do what I do.
Yes?
I've worked many years for this moment.
Who is this?
Over the coming days, your company, your city, and everything you care about will be destroyed. People will beg you for help, but you won't be able to save them.
Listen, jackass. I get threats like this twice a week. Why don't you grow a pair and tell me what you want?
To watch you
let me...
suffer.
I can't zoom in. I can't, I do like that, like, they don't, like, they actually do have a number in there. Which is cool. I like the detail on the smartphone. I do like that. I'll admit it, the first time I watched this, I missed that scene of Martin Lee over there powering up. Like, I actually missed that scene there where Spider-Man realizes who Mr. Negative is. And you gotta give the guy credit. He he used himself as a shield to try to save other people. Also, welcome to probably the single most intense thing in the entire game. Like, this is horrifying. Like, this is legitimately horrifying.
Miles! Miles, are you okay?
Well, yeah, Howard wouldn't have let this happen because he wouldn't have had a psychotic lunatic trying to kill him. I mean, I feel sorry for for Mr. Negative, but this is horrific.
Come on, Peter.
Like, this is just terrifying.
Miles! Miles! Thank God. Can you hear me, baby? Can you hear me? Squeeze my hand if you can hear me. Stay here. I'm going to find your father. Peter. Peter, wake up. Come on, say something, please.
Yeah, this is, like, I'm actually surprised at how realistic of, like, I know it's technically not realistic because people were blowing themselves up with energy blasts.
Mom!
I'm just taking a look around, like, this is legitimately a horrifying thing. Sorry about that.
Crazy.
But yeah, this is just like a this is a terrorist attack. Like, this is a legitimate terrorist attack, which is just like... Like, this is where the game's teen rating really shows itself.
Oh, man!
Also, everything's on fire.
Mom?
Okay,
Mom!
how did you manage to get yourself pinned under that?
Hurry!
Damn it! Hurry! Link! Flipping!
But seriously, how you just you were on my side for like 2 minutes, and then that somehow falls directly on top of you.
Are you okay? Nice going, kid. Are you okay?
Yes. Are you okay?
I'm alright, Mom. I'm alright. You sure you're okay?
Yes, I'm gonna be alright. I'm gonna be alright.
Alright, listen, I have to go find Dad, okay?
No, wait. Miles, no. Miles, no!
Dad's in there. I'll find him.
And I do like these sections because it shows you how different, like, how strong Spider-Man actually is. Because as Spider-Man, this is basically nothing.
He was right there.
Like, if we were Spider-Man right now, this would be nothing.
Hell.
Where do you think you're going?
And here comes the super terrifying part. Yeah, like people getting straight up murdered. And a corpse.
这边没有问题，这边好像有声音。看看讲台那里有没有活人。还有谁听到了吗？没动静，接着走。
Can't cross yet.
我是我刚刚听到东西。
Yeah, that's a good point that the paramedic probably should have stopped him from leaving. But then again, she seemed to have been badly hurt. So it's a matter of, you know, he could stop me or he could, you know, have to stay with help with her. So there's reasons I could see for that. This is legitimately horrifying.
这里没有活人，我们走吧。这只是开始的。
Dad was right there. Gotta help him.
Yeah, as soon as this guy's not staring in my general direction.
谁在那儿？小心一点，真会安全的。
Okay, come on, look away. Thank you.
谨慎大点。
No. Stop. No.
Enough. We have to leave now.
Okay, now some people have pointed out that it's weird that he spares him and not anyone else. But, you know, there are a few ways, and for one, that person there still looks like they're alive. But there's a few ways you could read that. You know, you can read it as, you know, okay, plot armor. Or you could read it as Martin Lee there being some, if like he wants to do a lot of damage here, he wants to do a lot of destruction, but perhaps he isn't really willing to cross the line of murdering a kid yet.
Wake up.
Or perhaps he really knows exactly who Miles is and just realized, oh, I just killed this guy's parents. I just did the same thing to this kid that, this guy's father. Basically did the same thing to him that happened to me. So, and there's also the whole, is Martin Lee and Mr. Negative the same person? Or does he have a split personality like he does in comics? There's a lot of ways you can read him sparing Martin other than plot armor. I can't change my suit, which is kind of annoying, because there's a suit I want to wear for this portion of the game.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Do I know you?
I'm Peter Parker. I was at City Hall when... Look, I know you don't know me, but I just wanted to say...
I know what you're going through. That's what you were gonna say, right?
The sad thing with that is Peter really does know what this is like.
It all gets easier with time. Don't worry. It's part of God's plan.
I'm sorry. I was just
trying to help. I know.
But the sad thing is, while we know Peter does really know what that feels like, that's a completely human reaction from Miles. Like, that reaction is just exactly how a person would react to this. Especially a kid. So that is a really well written scene. Like, this whole game is really well written. Okay, first off, switching suits to the dark suit, because it feels like this is the appropriate suit that he'd wear when he's in Let's Get Dangerous mode.
Sorry, Jeff.
And I leveled up, didn't get a new suit, but I can get this power now. Now I can disarm people with rifles.
I'm busy. What's up?
Have you started looking for Martin Lee yet?
No. I told you I can't start a manhunt based on a hunch from Spider-Man.
But I'm telling you, he's the guy.
Get me some solid evidence and we'll talk.
Solid evidence. Right.
Also, here's something I want to say. I want to look at. Oh, it's not up yet. There's one that I'm looking for. Also, there's a pigeon right here.
Hey, it's me.
Hey. So, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking I screwed up. And that kid lost his father.
I know you too well to say you should give yourself a break. What about the police? Do they have any leads on Lee?
They're not even looking for him. Even Yuri doesn't believe me.
Then it's up to us to find him. I've been doing some research. Go to this address. Martin Lee bought a controlling interest in this recycling center last year.
You think he's hiding out there?
Maybe. We know he's not at Feast. If he's not at the recycling center, maybe you'll find some evidence as to where he might be.
Yeah. Good work, MJ. I'll let you know
I
what
want to find a certain thing.
Oh, one more
here.
thing. I talked with a detective about questioning the arrested demons. They're all claiming Martin Lee has the power to, quote, corrupt people.
Corrupt? What does that mean?
They say it's sort of like mind control. It brings out the negative part of you. Makes you do things you wouldn't normally do.
Sounds a little far-fetched.
This coming from a guy who can run up walls.
Okay, this is what I was looking for.
Hey, Uncle Ben. Miss you. Doing my best to make you proud.
Funny thing is, you like, as you know, tragic. I like that detail that it's in there. But at the same time, there's things you can do with it that are kind of funny.
Today is the day for somber reflection. A morning honoring.
I'm losing him.
Okay, I gotta deal with this. Okay. Shoot. Well, a truck with a bomb in it got away, but at least I caught a pigeon.
Okay.
Okay, there's only 2 pigeons left, so I might as well go catch them. I love that they added these little cutscenes, and I love that they change depending on the situation happening. Oh, wait, I already caught that one, didn't I?
Pigeon alert.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, come back, little birdie.
I love how he just says pigeon alert, and I love that I'm following the
Man, I wish I spoke pigeon.
probably most dramatic scene in the entire, one of the most dramatic and tragic scenes in the entire game by chasing a pigeon.
Okay.
I just want to quickly get the last of these pigeons because, well... So I only had 2 left, so I might as well get them. But yeah, I do really appreciate that, you know, that scene. For one, I appreciate they introduced Miles' father earlier on.
That shooter's gonna get someone killed.
Yeah, they're only the big guys. Okay. Guess what? Incoming Spider-Man!
Okay, kids. You can't play nice. You lose your armor-piercing toys. Give it up, Spider-Man.
Here, now I'll take out the trash on your face. I wish that was the case, because that would be something totally Spider-Man. Okay, is there one or two of these guys? You have the right to remain unconscious.
I think that's it. Everyone okay? Demons fight like men possessed.
Demons are down. Bring up the cops.
And now to check on a pigeon.
There's a pigeon. And the chase is on.
Yeah, I do wish there was kind of something more to unlock for getting all the pigeons, but
Okay.
and that's all of them.
Spider-Man, I can't believe it. Whole family's reunited.
No sweat, Howard. These birds are lucky to have you.
I try. Sandra was always better with them. They're her birds, really.
Well, now that she's gone, they're yours.
Feels like a part of her lives on that way, you know?
I definitely know. You're a good man, Howard.
Anytime you want to stop by and see the family, feel free. Darren says he misses you. Thanks again, Spider-Man.
Okay.
All units, the masked terrorists are planting a bomb. Location is north end of Chinatown.
Okay, let's stop this.
Spider-Man, thank God. Demons have rigged explosives all over the building, but we can't get close.
Point me at him, officer. I'm here to help.
We've located the primary device. If you can disable it, it'll cough up an army key. You can use that to locate and disable the secondary devices.
Got it. Keep your men back. I'll radio when it's clear.
That would be fun. That would be an interesting plot twist, that's for sure.
You guys really stick to your MO, don't you?
Hello! You're no longer on a building. Enjoy that falling off the building. Shoot.
To disarm the primary device.
Okay.
Don't think about the block of C4 this is wired to.
Oh, actually, hang on and...
Did it.
There we go.
Got the key. Oh no. Failsafe tripped. Timer's just engaged for the other bombs. Gotta move quick.
Thanks for that, Spider-Man. We'll take it from here.
You got it, officer. Always ready to do my part.
Okay, I think I'm going to to do this next mission, and then we're going to call it a night.
Hey, we're running another piece on Jefferson Davis, and it made me wonder, how's his son Miles doing?
Not good. I've been there. The loss is all you can think about.
You need something to do outside of school. Maybe a part-time job?
It's not a bad idea, but it has to be the right job. Something that makes him feel useful, like what he's doing matters.
Kind of think you just described Feast.
MJ, that's perfect. I'll talk to May about it.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, I find it interesting that even... oh yeah, this right here. Side mission. I like that that person defends you. There's one thing that I want to see. Yeah, it's not popping up yet. Like, there's one particular message that pops up after the City Hall bombing that I do actually want to see and, like, look at. Because it shows a real attention to detail by the games designers, but it's also really, really sad. Also, I do like that they're going to be giving you the option to control the weather and the rain. And like turn the rain on and off, because that's a cool feature. But yeah, I like that the game does treat that with as much weight as it really deserves. Like, it is treated as sort of Mr. Negative's moral event horizon. Like, obviously Spidey doesn't think that he's beyond redemption at that point, but it's still a good...
MJ's hunch was right.
It's a good... It's still handled very well.
Gotta take these guys out, then have a look around.
Okay. Hello. You have the right to remain unconscious and tied to a pole. Be distracted. Now I'll be unconscious. Hello. I didn't realize I could knock someone out with that. Ooh, can I take both of them out with one thing? Okay, so go on. Come on. I was trying to collapse it on top of him, which would have helped. Hello!
Okay, that's all of them.
You're unconscious now.
High security lock. They use these on banks, not recycling centers. Maybe if I can find where it gets its power from. Looks like I could override the circuit. Need my electric webs. Well, that did something. It looks like the circuits need a little more juice.
Electric web.
There. Looks like the circuit's still stable. Maybe there's another junction box close by. Gotcha. Almost there. One more box should do it. That's it.
Yeah, I do wonder why Spider-Man didn't just, like, rip the door off its hinges, because he totally could have done that. Oh, that wasn't what I should have done. You ever notice how nothing's down here? Like, this is... And I just climbed over barbed wire. That was completely safe. I do like that they kind of designed the whole interior of the building like would it actually be a building that exists.
Oh, man. Explosives from Fisk's construction site. Lots of high-tech equipment. Maybe later I can recycle this stuff into some weapons of my own. Guns from Fisk's armory.
I like that they actually explain where they got the bomb, like where they got all this equipment.
These must be where they're planning to attack. Wait, these are Osborn campaign offices. This wasn't a gang war. The demons were stealing from Fisk to go after Mayor Osborn.
Hey, did you find Lee?
No, but you were right. Lee's using this place as a front for the demons. Bomb making, gun running.
Oh my god.
And it looks like they're planning another attack. This time on Norman Osborn's campaign offices.
We must have some kind of beef with Norman Osborn.
I found an address here. I think it's their staging area. If I hurry, I might be able to stop them.
And I wouldn't say so much video games logic as just Spider-Man logic in general.
Yuri, it's me.
Make it quick. I'm busy getting yelled at by my boss.
Martin Lee and the demons are planning another attack, this time on Norman Osborn's campaign offices.
Are you sure? We've had a lot of false leads in the past week.
Trust me on this one. I'm sending you the address of a recycling center. You'll find all the evidence there.
Got it. I'll get those campaign offices evacuated. But if you're wrong about this, you're gonna help me find a new job.
Also, I need to keep remembering that I can steal people's guns at this point. Well, not steal them. That would actually mean I'm using them, and they're also already stolen guns. So, But yeah, let me see. I'm waiting for a specific one. There's a very specific one I'd like to see pop. Well, I don't technically like to see it. I'm kind of hoping it's random and it doesn't always happen. Doesn't mean someone died.
Consolidated shipping. A lot of guys. I should try to do this quietly, but also with style.
This is fun.
I can use that stuff I found at the recycling center. Nice. Love using bad guys' own weapons against them.
Hey look, an item.
And that, my friends, is what karmic justice looks like.
You are now stuck to the floor. Japanese Spider-Man is different, one, because he's not the same Spider-Man. I can't take you out. First I want to take these snipers out. I prefer to take them out in such a way that doesn't cause them to fall down. Oh wait, I've still got these two tripwires. Okay, he's now stuck to a wall. Hello! You have the right to remain unconscious. Hello, you are now tied to a billboard. Enjoy being tied to a billboard. No, there's nothing on the billboard to be silly about. Okay, are there any objects I can use to take... Oh. Go on, get close. Yes, someone knocked him out. It totally was not unsafe working conditions. Hello. You're now tied to a wall. Where did you guys come from? Thank you. Here, you can have this back though. I've already got several. And you are now tied to a wall.
He's not out here. Better check inside. Good thing I stopped this when I did. You could blow up half of Manhattan with this stockpile.
Like, the Japanese Spider-Man is a completely different beast.
These guys aren't kidding around.
Okay, I think that's all the interactables out here, so...
Huh. Invoice from an auto shop. Pale Horse Rides. That's one expensive tune-up. What else can I find around here?
Yeah, I really
all around
would.
the city.
That would be really awesome.
bigger than I thought. Looks like the demons have an army.
And hello, Whiplash. Who's one of the most annoying enemies in the game.
As if one deadly glowing whip wasn't enough.
And now you're stuck to a wall.
I don't know what I was expecting, but it was definitely not this. Hey, MJ. I think I stopped the demon's attack on Osborn's campaign office.
Nice. Did you find this?
No, but I found something we should look into. A place called Pale Horse Ride.
Sounds familiar. I'll check it out and get back to you.
Enjoy that wall. Ow. You are really annoying. I wasn't even in the air. Okay, stop body slamming me. Okay, you know what? There. You. There, now you're gone. Those guys are like, that's the most trouble I've ever had with one of those guys. I normally don't have all that much trouble with those guys, but for some reason that was... Eat my knee. Need a foot.
Copy, Silverbird. We're descending to location. There's another one.
Safety's off.
Well, this is new.
No. This one's mine. All right. I'm executing this son of a...
Hey! That's
Like-
not how we do things. Down. Down.
Like, in all honesty, I think Spidey had complete right to do that.
Whoa. Before we do this, who the hell are you guys?
Like, yes, they're working for Osborn, but at the same time,
Copy code SM1. I have a visual.
they're still acting as military police, and just executing a guy is just not right. I guess that's the point. So Spidey had every right to punch that guy in the face. Also, I like that the dark suit has the moving eyes on it.
Nice entrance. Solid 8 out of 10. 9 out of 10.
Release him. He works with us.
Also, apparently, like,
Yuri,
Silver Sable is
explanation,
probably going to be
please?
in one of the DLCs.
This is Silver Sapnova,
Especially because the one's called
head of Sable
Silver
International,
Lining.
a private security force, paid for by Mayor Osborn.
Oh, the mayor has a pet army now?
Next time you get in my way, I will not be so gentle.
Go. We'll talk later.
Hey, sorry about that Sable thing. I should have told you earlier, but it all happened so fast.
It's okay. We're still best buds.
We're not best buds.
Well, that took a dark turn.
Anyway, Sable has the mayor's ear and unchecked authority. We've searched that address you gave me, found plenty of evidence of a bomb plot, but nothing that leads back to Martin Lee.
I'm working on that. Hey, MJ.
Hey, so I dredged up some records on Martin Lee's other business holdings. He's got places all over the city.
Huh. The locations line up with a map I found at that shipping business. I'll check them out.
Let me know what you find at each one, and I'll work on building a case.
You got it. I'm headed to Lee's office at Feast to see if I can learn more about why he's doing this. And what he's got planned next.
Okay,
Also-
say hi to May for me. Wait, you don't think she's in danger, do you?
One thing I do want to show off here that I like. You can actually see what, like, raindrops hitting my suit. At least you could in the... trying to find a picture of one. I saw raindrops hitting my suit. But yeah, my suit actually looks wet. I like that.
No. Lee's only got one target on his mind. Norman Osborn.
Okay, did I get a new suit out of that? Yes, I did. I got the big time suit, which I can't wait to be able to actually use. Because I really like this suit. But anyway, I think that's where we're going to call it quits for the night. We had a good, that was a very good bit done. We got all the challenges, all the collectibles done, except for the collectibles that just opened up, of course. And we moved the story along. So I hope you guys... Oh, wait.
Peter, I wanted to make sure you're still available. I can't pay you yet, but I've pulled enough strings to keep the wolves from the door a bit longer. If we can get up and running, I know this new version of the project will attract investment. Massive investment. Stay ready.
Fingers triple crossed, Doc.
Okay. So that's where we're going to leave it off for the night. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching on the archive, feel free to comment. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye! I still don't have a catchphrase.